So the story of the film is about a boy named Colt, a stuntman who performs stunts instead of being the hero in the film. For a long time, he was working with famous Hollywood hero Tom, because his face is very similar to Kid Tom. Anyway, his moves, his stunts were amazing. There was never a need to take another shot. His talent used to make Tom's action movies a hit. That is why many people envied him. On the set of the same film, we also meet Colette's partner, Jody. Very soon, these people are going to get married. Judy is currently a camerawoman, but her dreams are bigger. She wants to become a big Hollywood director, to whom Tom is the one who supports her the most. In short, his life is going perfectly, but it is impossible for one's life to be so perfect and smooth. Thus came a bad phase in Colt's life. As usual, one day, he performs a stunt for Tom, in which he had to jump from a tall building. As usual, he gave a perfect shot in one go. But Tom didn't like that shot. He asks Colt to do the same stunt again. But this time, there was a problem in the set, due to which Colt got badly injured while performing a stunt. His only fault was that his entire career was ruined. He could not recover for 6 months. Along with this, he became known as a bad guy in the film industry. This thing breaks him so badly that he quits the film industry altogether. Now, time passes and we see Colt working in a small restaurant. He left the film industry in such a way that he lost contact with Judy, which was once the most important thing to him. But then one night she gets a call from Tom's film producer, who told him that these people are going to make a blockbuster movie, and they need Colt to do Tom's stunt. But Colt refused the job. He didn't want to do it again. But when the producer told him that Jody was directing the film, and Judy has called him to do the stunt, now he could not refuse. Because they knew it was Judy's first film. Had it not been for this inspiration, Judy's career could have been ruined, because Judy specifically called him. So there is no question of not going. In the next scene, we see Colt on set, where the cut of her face is first combined with the cut of Tom's face. And when he comes out, he meets his very old friend and stunt partner. After many days, he was very happy, because he saw Judy on set, who hasn't seen Colt yet. She was busy with shooting preparations, roll, camera, and action. As Judy says, there are many explosions, in which Colt used to pull out a car and perform his stunt. But according to his thinking, because of the wet sand, the car was out of control. This car accidentally collides with the crane camera, but still Colt, getting control over it, succeeds in rotating this car completely. Such a stunt was completed, and Jody also got her perfect shot. Finally, now Colt comes out of the car and comes in front of Jody. As soon as she saw him, Jody was completely shocked, because she did not expect that Colt could be here. This means that Jody had not called him here. The film producer had lied to him. Jody, instead of being happy to meet Colt here, was angry with him. She immediately tells Colt to leave from here. But Jody's stunt director, who is also Colt's partner, he explains to Jody that at this time we don't have any stuntmen. We have to work with Colt. So Jody couldn't do anything helplessly. She shoots her next stunt with Colt. Colt's whole body was on fire, and he was trying to do the stunt, which Colt had done perfectly for the first time. Despite getting the perfect shot, Jody fires his body again and again, and makes him do the stunt. Because by doing this, she is taking out her anger on Colt. She was showing a lot of anger on Colt to leave her, again and again making him do stunts, torturing him. While narrating the scene of the film, she tells him, "My film's hero has fallen in love with an alien. They've also taken the oath to live with both of them. And one day, he gets badly injured in an accident. And after that accident, he also disappears." Now that alien's partner is confused. He is not able to understand. Was the alien a liar, a cheater, or was he helpless? You tell me what the situation could be. Colt was feeling very bad after hearing all this. But Jody also did not stop her talks. She tells Colt, "Tell me, if the alien is asked for the reason for all this, then how will he look at himself?" At this time, Colt speaks. He says, "It is possible that the alien is living in regret. It is possible that he feels that he has lost his partner. Now, he can never meet him. It is also possible that now, that partner doesn't want to live with the weak partner." After saying all this, Jody's anger had cooled down a bit. She now takes the final shot. After that, it is packed up. Colt goes to the film's producer. He asks the producer, "You lied to me. Jody did not call me here. So what was the need to call me here?" Then the producer opens her mouth and says that there is a special purpose to call you here. Not just stunts. Actually, Tom, because of chemical substances, is in the hands of very bad people, and he has been missing for many days. Colt says, "So what should I do in this? Go to the police." The producer replies, "No, we cannot go to the police, because if we go to the police, then everywhere the news of Tom's disappearance will spread, and we cannot afford this. We have spent more money than the budget, and if the news of Tom's disappearance spreads, then all the finances will stop investing money, and so Jody's film will also stop. Along with that, I will also be destroyed. Colt, please, we need your help. So somehow find Tom and bring him to us. But please don't involve the police in this. This time, Colt was only loyal to Jody, so the producer gives him the key to Tom's house. Colt grabs the key and goes and sits in his house. Before leaving this place, he spent all these beautiful moments with himself and Jody, that good time they spent together. While remembering all that, Colt started crying. And then Jody comes here, who had seen him crying. She says to him, "I don't know why you are crying, and I am feeling good." After saying this, she comes to the same seat and sits. Colt tries to make her understand. "Jody, I didn't cheat you. Whenever I tried to apologize to you, I couldn't dare to do it. I couldn't say the word sorry. How could I come in front of you? How could I apologize to you?" Jody says to him, "Hey, leave it. I just came here to say that as long as you are here, just behave like a professional and don't do anything strange." As soon as she says this, she gets out of the car and leaves. When Colt goes to Tom's house, suddenly someone attacked him from behind. Because Colt is a stuntman, he saves himself very easily. This girl asks him, "Who are you, and how did you come here?" Colt introduces himself to her, that "I am a stuntman, and I have come here looking for Tom." She was also looking for Tom for a long time. She gives a clue to Colt. Tom used to meet a man in a club to buy chemical substances, who has a lot of leopard tattoos on his head. Colt didn't want to waste time at all. He quickly goes to the club and meets that man, who instead of talking to Colt, he mixed him in a drink and gave him a chemical substance. As a result of this chemical substance, Colt lost control of himself, started beating all the chemical substance dealers. Before he could even beat the chemical substance dealer, while the chemical substance dealer was running, he came out of the club and sat in a taxi and left. Colt also rides a cycle and follows him, and in the intoxication, he doesn't even know that his chemical substance dealer's taxi has an accident. Nothing happened to Colt here, but the taxi driver had stopped his taxi. Chemical substance dealer. He was already very scared after seeing Colt's fight. As soon as Colt opens the door to catch him, then the chemical substance dealer reveals all the truth. That "I don't know anything. Tom's security had told me to give you chemical substances." Colt asks, "Okay, fine. So tell me, where will I get this Tom security head?" Then the chemical substance dealer tells him the name of a hotel and says, "Go to the receptionist there and ask for a fruit plate. They will take you to Tom's security head." Here he goes to the reception and asks for a fruit plate. So he was given the keys to Tom's security head's room. Colt now goes to the security head's room, and again, when his door does not open. On inserting the security code, like a stun gun, he had broken that door. When he went inside, his eyes were wide open, because he had met a dead man inside. This dead body was kept in the snow. He was waking up. He quickly calls the producer and tells her about the dead body. Here, he tells the producer that now you should tell the police everything, but the producer was still refusing to do this. The police officer himself had come to Colt, because Colt had parked the wrong car. Fearing, Colt tells the police officer all the truth, that he has seen a dead body in the hotel room. After that, when the police leave the hotel room, at that time, there was no dead body there. Colt was very confused. What was happening to him? The police leave from here, and the next day, he wanted to tell all these things to Jody, but Jody had put him in a long schedule of her shot. Jody also realized that she ignored Colt all day, so she invites Colt to a party at night. While on the other side, the producer comes to Colt. She gives him a train ticket and tells him, "You have to get out of here immediately, Colt. Get out of here without telling anyone. Otherwise, it will be very bad with you." But Colt was not ready to listen to her. Meanwhile, he also gets Tom's personal assistant. Colt takes her away. He wanted to know all the truth from her, but this girl didn't know anything more. This girl only had Tom's mobile. That girl tells Colt that this mobile, Tom's security head, wants to meet me, but I won't give it to anyone until I don't get the producer's credit in this film. Everyone has a strange story. The hero was not found, but no one was leaving the film's credits. Here, Colt somehow convinces her and takes Tom's mobile from her. As soon as the girl gave the mobile, Tom's security head was behind this girl. He puts this girl in his car by giving her an electric current. Colt had seen all this. It cannot happen that a girl's life is in danger, and Colt doesn't save her. In order to save this girl, Colt didn't remember that Jody called him to the party, while Jody, on his not coming this time too, was very sad. Here, the producer comes and tells her that Colt has left. He had his flight last night, and once again, because Colt left without telling, Jody was very sad. without knowing that Colt was stuck in some other problem. In the sorrow of Colt's departure, she sings a sad song in this hotel, and outside this hotel, poor Colt was fighting with the security head in order to save that girl. With difficulty, saving himself from the security head, he comes to the top of the truck, while on the other side, the girl he was saving in the truck. That girl also shows her smartness here, and from the moving truck, she pushed the driver of the truck. While falling down, she had applied the brake. By the way, Colt, who was on the back side of the truck, because of the shock, he falls badly to the front. Because of that, the truck's mirror also broke. He was injured, but he doesn't care about anything, and quickly reaches the hotel, where Jody's party was going on. But he goes there and sees that everyone has left from there. So he sat in this hotel. Here he meets his friend, his stunt partner, to whom he tells the whole story about Tom's disappearance, along with this story that he has fought with so many difficulties, and got Tom's phone. Now, these two were thinking how to open this phone. Colt remembers that Tom has the disease of forgetting. That's why he used to write everything on small notes and stick it in his house. He must have also stuck his phone's password in his house. Without wasting time, these two go to Tom's house, and, on a notes, among many small notes, they find Tom's mobile password. These people unlock his mobile and start watching videos on the mobile, where in a video, it was clearly visible. Tom himself killed a stuntman in a state of intoxication. He had seen the corpse in the hotel. Colt and Colt's friend were watching the same videos. That in the news too. He gets the news of the stuntman's death, and the stuntman was murdered. And the last time Colt was seen leaving his room, Colt was shocked. He had given the news of the murder to the police, but everyone believes what they see. Everyone thought that Colt has killed the stuntman, so that he does not come to his competition. That's why, as soon as he saw him, suddenly, firing starts outside Tom's apartment. Whoever was firing, he knew that Colt was inside instead of Tom. As a result of this firing, Tom's mobile was also broken. Saving their lives, Colt and his friend run away from here and jump from the roof of the building. There was water on the other side of the building. On jumping, Colt fell inside a yacht, where he found Tom partying. He came here to find him, and got stuck in all this mess. Colt's outing with Tom was not a coincidence. All this was Tom's planning, and he comes to know this fact here. Actually, Tom, despite being such a big hero of Hollywood, was jealous of Colt, because somewhere he knew that Colt was behind his success. Colt's best stunts were the hit of his action movie. In such a situation, even if Tom was a hero in front of the world, but on the set, Colt always wanted to be a hero, which Tom didn't like at all. Here Tom himself tells him the truth, that the accident that happened while doing your stunt, that was our plan. Somewhere he was still angry with Colt, and here he beats Colt a lot, and he says, "Did you see what happened to my other stunt? I was jealous of you, but he ruined my career. He spread the fact that I don't do my own stunts. See how humiliated I was, and to take revenge for this humiliation, I killed him. I did such a big thing in anger, but then I realized that now my career will be ruined." A new film was also going on. So much money was also spent on it. I told the producer everything, and then the producer called you here to handle all this mess. You coming to my apartment, going to a club from there, then going to the hotel, meeting my assistant. Everything was planned by us, and you, poor guy, got stuck. He says to Colt, "What did you think? Jody got the directorship so soon. We made her the director of this movie, so that we can call you here in her name. Have you ever had a face scan on your set? No, right? But this time, that you are the only killer." Colt, poor guy, he was hearing all this truth. People could have fallen so much. He couldn't believe it. Now, he tells his men to burn Tom and throw him in the water. Tom's men start pouring petrol on Colt, on the pretext of screaming. Here Colt drinks a lot of petrol, and as soon as a man starts setting Colt on fire, taking out the petrol from his mouth, Colt got a chance to run away from here after burning them. He was running away with a small support. From behind, a lot of Tom's men were firing at him. He quickly calls Jody. Here, he knew that he would die. He called Jody so that he could tell her all his feelings for the last time. He tells her, "Jody, I love you very much. I never wanted to go away from you, but I left because I thought you will never marry a loser. After that accident, I started thinking of myself as a loser. But believe me, what is pain? I found out by going away from you." Now, he was talking about. Suddenly, his yacht collides with something in front of him and gets blasted. News had spread in the news that Colt died sadly because he had committed a murder before, and to save himself from punishment, he died. To prove this, on Tom's murder video, Colt's face is shown to everyone. Now, the news of Colt's death had completely broken Jody. She was sitting in her room, watching Colt's videos. She was crying. That suddenly someone comes to her room. Jody tries to get up from the floor and kill him, but whoever was here laxes her and takes off his alien suit. Jody was surprised that this is Colt, actually, the one who fell into the water and died. That whole game was played by Colt to save himself. The time when his yacht got blasted, he had jumped into the water and floating from the water. Now, he had come to Jody. He tells Jody the whole truth, that he did not commit any murder. He has been trapped. The producer had called him here, and that murder was done by Tom. And the video of the murder, that is also edited. That is Tom's video, in which my face is shown. Now, Colt was just telling her that again, there is a knock in Jody's cabin. At this time, the producer came here. Jody quickly hides Colt. The producer had come to tell Jody that Tom has finally returned. These people can continue the film's shooting. But yes, now, these people will not do that car stunt scene, because according to them, both the stuntmen had been killed. Jody does not answer his words. After he leaves, she comes inside. Her heart did not agree that now she will shoot with Tom. But Colt explains to her, you should not stop this. It is a question of your career. Anyway, during the film's shooting, we can have many such opportunities when we will take his confession from Tom. Colt's plan was also looking great to Jody. That's why these people make a great plan. That's how they will trap Tom and get the truth out of him. Jody now sets a stunt scene on the next day's set, because she knew that Tom will never be able to do a stunt scene. Colt was sitting right next to Tom in the helmet. As soon as Jody's action happens, Colt drives so fast that all Tom's voices become hoarse. Jody asks Tom some questions in this way. Stunned, Tom tells her the whole truth, which Jody had recorded in her cameras and her voice. As soon as Tom's confession is said, his security cars quickly follow Colt's car. But here, Colt's partner crushes their cars. Here, Colt had also blown the car into the air and completed his stunt. And as soon as he did this stunt, poor Tom was unconscious. Producer who had seen all this game of Jody, she quickly tries to take out the camera recordings, but Jody has stopped her while punching her. Similarly, Tom also gained consciousness in the car. As soon as he regains consciousness, he remembers what he had done. He told everyone the whole truth. He sees that his people had also called a helicopter to run him away. He runs away and sits in his helicopter. Now while fighting the producer, was also succeeded in getting all the evidence from Jody. She also goes and sits in the helicopter, and the helicopter starts flying upwards. He has to save Jody at any cost, and only Colt could do this. Colt, while climbing on the crane, was about to jump on the helicopter, and before doing this, he asks Jody about the date. As soon as Jody said yes, he quickly jumped on the helicopter. It was difficult for him to do this, but it was not impossible. While going inside the helicopter, he fights all this and gets all the evidence back. Now, it was time. He had to jump down from the helicopter. That's why his friend, he had brought the air mattress from his car under this helicopter on which Colt had jumped. Finally, Colt had all the evidence with which he could prove himself innocent. Now, Jody also believed in his truth. Both of them hug each other here. And in the last scene of the story, we are shown that Jody completed this movie, but not with Tom, with some other hero. Her biggest dream of becoming a director has been fulfilled. She and Colt are now living their happy lives together. They have come to the beach to date, whose promise Colt had taken while climbing a crane from Jody. Even today, both of them were very happy. The movie ends here happily.